Hello everybody. I'm not showing you myself today because I've had a horrible week. And I'm not in my best looks. So, I wanted to make at least a couple Halloween canes. And I think that this is a little bit too bright. Let me turn it down a notch. There we go, much better. Okay. Something not working? Okay, finally. Okay, so I hope you can hear me. If so, say something, because it looks like something's wrong. Shows me that I have concurrent viewers. There we go. I guess it was just buffering up or something. Anyway, so what I wanted to show you. Hi Renia, hi Judy, hi Karen, hi Donna, hi Chris. What I wanted to show you is that you only need very few actual colors in order to make pretty and simple Halloween canes. And what I'm going to do is just to make some that are round, so in a little bit we'll be able to make a bracelet. And if you make these kind of canes, and if you don't intend to actually make a lot of stuff with it, I would suggest that, and I will post the information on the Facebook page to contact Kathy Weaver, because she does a program that's called Bracelets for Hope. And generally before holidays she makes bracelets out of this kind of canes and gives it to the children who are in the hospital doing cancer treatment. So hi Ellen, hi Danielle, hi Jessica, hi MVK. So the thing that you need to remember, you don't need a whole bunch of colors to create a Halloween cane. Hi Sharon. Your main thing is obviously translucent black, white. I mean, those are, and for the ones of you who are more in the beginning area of claying, I always say the clay that you will use the most is the translucent. The next two are the white and black. This is why usually when I order clay, and I kind of budget to order like every 2 or 3 months, I would order a pack, 2 at most 3 of certain colors, but then I definitely get 1 pound white, 1 pound black, and 2 pounds of translucent, because this is how things go. Now, the other thing that I want to say before this, I just posted on the Kalyana Design Facebook page, and I'm going to give the link in the chat. I am starting a giveaway. And what you need to do for this giveaway is to post. I'm going to post every Sunday around noonish, around the time this starts, one request for designs for canes, something that you would like to be translated in a cane, and I will choose for the next Sunday that a specific cane, but the choice is made by whichever design has the most, whichever submitted design has the most likes. So, and the prize is $50, a gift certificate for PolyClay Play. So I know everybody, all of us, we need some clay for the holidays, so I hope that's going to help you. So I will be doing that for 4 weeks starting today, so that you'll still have time before Halloween to order something. Now, as I said, translucent black and white, then red, cadmium red, or you can use pomegranate red if you want to, and cadmium yellow. And I usually add some alizarin crimson to the bunch because it gives richer Skinner blends than just simply using the black and yellow, the black and red, the yellow and red. Because you can change the color of the red in a Skinner blend just by adding a pinch of black, and I will show you that. But if you want to get something that's closer to alizarin crimson, you'll have to add also just a touch of blue. So let's not go there. Let's not go into very complicated Skinner blends and color mixes and recipes. Let's just go plain and simple. So the most sought after is the crazy pumpkin, right? For the crazy pumpkin, and I posted last year or 2 years ago for Thanksgiving a pumpkin cane, and I just uploaded it on Facebook. So in case you missed that on YouTube, you can just go real quick on Facebook and watch it. It's a fairly 3D cane, but that's not what we are going to do today. Today we are going to do a simpler pumpkin, and I will show you how to do that with a Skinner blend. If you want to learn how to do that without a Skinner blend, I will explain, so that you don't have to go round and round on the pasta machine all the time. So what I'm going to do is get some yellow, and remember, it's very rare that I prepare ahead of time my stuff for the lives, because people, at least this is what I consider, people need to see the whole process. Okay, so I'm going to get some alizarin crimson, some cadmium yellow, and there will be some black. In the Skinner blend, I will add a touch of black. So first of all, get all your clay about the same conditioning, but the thing is that we are going to do a Skinner blend, so willy-nilly it's going to get conditioned because of getting with it through the pasta machine so many times. So let me switch to the machine. Hi Elaine. Sorry, I was on a high. This one is a little bit miffed. It came up in pieces, bits and pieces, and I need to put it first together, but that should be just fine. So if it does this kind of stuff, just putting it here. And it's okay even if it gets a little bit high R0. Even if it gets a little bit contaminated, that's fine. I told you, don't fret much about contamination when you're doing, when you have just little crumbs, because the world will not end and those will be mixed, and just because they are little crumbs, they won't do much of a damage. Don't be mortified that, oh my god, I got the size of a mustard seed, a different color. Only when you need to do translucent, clear translucent, it's a little bit more iffy. Okay, I'm gonna get it one more time through the pasta machine. And it looks good enough to go on with it, so sorry for that. I thought it was softer. But yeah, I got asked, hi Beth, hi Anna. I got asked before, how do you need to condition the clay if you put it in this kind of cellophane pouches or in those file protector sheets? Or yes, no matter, unless it's been only a few hours, up to at most 24 hours. Yeah, when needed I do use. Only when it's been less than 24 hours you don't need really to condition. But if your clay has sat for more than 24 hours, and I've been saying that many times, because of the chemical composition it has and the physical properties it has, the particles of PVC and plasticizers will tend to aggregate and accumulate together in time because of their electric, I'm trying to put it in very layman terms, because of their electric charges. They are groupies, you know, they don't mix very well unless you forcibly mix them. Otherwise they have their little groups. So if it stayed for a longer time, even if it is nice, it will still group up. So the longer it stays, be it in this kind of pouch, be it in a file protector, it will still mess up. So actually, let me get a couple of these. So always measure with the same cutter. It doesn't matter the shape of the cutter, as long as all your clay is on the same thickness, and as long as you use the same cutter to measure. So here, for example, I'm going to use 2 parts cadmium yellow, half part alizarin crimson, and I am using this is the 1.5 inches cutter from the Makins Square, and this is from the 3 cutters set, not from the 5 cutter set. The 5 cutter set has sharp corners, and I use the sharp corner set cutter when I want to do like a stripe cane, because that's where you need perfect corners. But just for plain measuring, I just use this. So as I said, 2.5. And your best bet, yeah, you can cut in you know, like this or like this, but your best bet to get a half is to simply go diagonal, because that way you don't have to measure, you don't have to anything, you just go diagonal. So if you want to do 4, you just go on the other diagonal, right? But in this case I only need a half. And what I'm going to do, again, I'm going to use my regular diagonal diamonds blend, if you want. I don't know how to call it otherwise. It's a diamonds blend. So I'm turning the squares like diamonds, and then see, it comes a little bit over because it's the same color, but I'm going to put the next color to come pretty much to, you can actually make a small cut, you know, like corner to corner, and make this corner come all the way to the middle here. And you're gonna say, how the heck am I going to mix that fish looking like thingy? Well, you simply cut it in the middle, you put it up here, then you cut these little tails here and you turn them over, and we have the Skinner blend prepared. Now, if you feel more comfortable to make these in squares, what tip, Anna? I will show you how to make the cane in a square, but I'm going to just make them in circles, round canes. Okay, let's switch back to the machine. Actually, before I go to the machine, I'm going to do what I usually do to speed up, because I've shown you before how to speed up a Skinner blend. Thank you. So first, after you got them all together, and you can do that with the roller or with the pasta machine, I'm going to first fold it, fan fold it. And once I fan folded it, and then I'm gonna get it through the machine once. My next thing will be to roll it, because when you fold, when you try to mix and create a gradient blend, also known as a Skinner blend, you practically put the clay 2 sheets one on top of the other, while when you fold, when you roll, you're going to have like a lot more of those folds. So you're practically, okay, this came a little bit too far, I can remove it. You practically see, instead of just 2 sheets folded, there will be 1 pair, 2 pairs, 3 pairs and a half. So it's going to speed up the whole folding thing. And of course I took the thing and I put it on the other side. Okay, now while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you real quick my whole disaster of a week that I had last week. So I decided, let me get this on a thinner setting, because it seems that part, not total, but part of my fatigue was also caused by the opiate painkillers I was taking. Hi Sonia. I decided to completely get off opiates and move to medicinal marijuana, also because before I couldn't afford because of the money I had to spend on Whisper, and now with Whisper gone, I could get back to that plan. So because I thought, you know, that it might help me better than Kratom, which Kratom helps me, and I was going to get on Kratom anyway, but I said let me try the medical marijuana. And I went ahead and I got my card and everything was fine, and then I go to the store. They're like, well, I have to test which will help me the better. And I got a couple vaping pens, and I got some gummies, and then I got a bonus pre-rolled. The first one I lit was the pre-rolled, which would be the same thing as joint, I guess. I don't know. You have to think that I was a complete novice. I only tried one time in my life, one puff, about 20 years ago. No, more like 17 years ago. And I remember it stank, it gave me a sore throat, and it didn't do anything for me. So first, I lit that pre-rolled joint thingy. Of course, it stinks. And I took a puff, and it hurt my chest so bad, and my throat. I started coughing and all that. Okay, so I put it away. I coughed for like half an hour after that, and nothing happened. I mean, I didn't feel anything. No, not a hippie, definitely not a hippie. I mean, at the time of the hippies, I was in my early teens and I was living in communist Romania, so definitely not a hippie. So I waited several hours, not several, maybe a couple hours, and I tried the vaping. The same thing. Even worse, I had gotten two different things. Again, it hurt my throat to the point that I coughed until I puked. I'm not exaggerating. And my chest felt like it was on fire. Okay, so definitely that was not it. No effect whatsoever. Excuse me. Yeah, hippie lettuce. And then I tried the gummy. Nothing. I tried the second gummy about an hour later. Still nothing. Okay, then I said, let me go and see, because they had at that store, but it was more expensive. They had the medicinal inhaler, metered inhaler. So like, let me try that, because that one was supposed to have absolutely no additives, just plain THC. And then I also got some syrup. So let me finish this real quick and we'll get ahead with pumpkin. So I tried that medicinal inhaler, still hurt my throat, not as bad. But you know, I was taking a puff and waiting to feel something. Nothing. After the 4 puffs, so you have to think about 10 minutes between puffs, still nothing. So I said, okay, nothing. It made me slightly dizzy. So this happened Wednesday. Then Thursday morning, I usually wake up around 4:30 or 5 o'clock, and I have a little bit of coffee to up my blood pressure, and then I go back to bed, because now without Whisper here, I don't have to start feeding anybody early. So when I woke up, I took about, you know, using one of those 1 milliliter, 1 cc syringes, took about 2 lines. So by what it said on the bottle of syrup was about 7 milligrams. And then I went back to bed. When I woke up 2 hours later, I felt like I had the hangover from hell. And I had vertigo, and I was dizzy. I had to actually hold on to stuff around the house to be able to move, to walk, because I was afraid I would fall. And that lasted for like 12 hours before it went away. So I guess that's not for me. And again, it didn't have any effect on the pain. It didn't make me feel in any way focused. It just made me feel tired, and as I said, with a lot of vertigo. So I guess I'm one of those rare people who don't have a proper endocannabinoid system, and I have a deficiency in that hormone that makes you process the THC into what it's supposed to be processed. So I'm back to square one after 300 bucks spent. I'm back to square one to the kratom, but I'm not going back on the opiates. The kratom can control fairly decently my pain. It doesn't work as fast when I take them in the morning. It takes about 40 minutes before it does, not just 10 minutes like an opiate. But again, I wasn't able to afford that. So let's go back to our Skinner blend. So this is on Friday. I pretty much recovered. It doesn't work, and that's what the syrup was inedible. And you're supposed to drink it with water or coffee or something, and I had some cold tea, and that's what I put it in. So no effect whatsoever. Okay, so now I'm going to do on it, because see, I have here a line, and I don't want this line to be so defined. It is nice, it is nicely blended. I do have gradient here. It's not a straight line, but I don't like it to be so defined. I want the gradient extended some. So I'm going to do that V fold, and let me do it the other way to explain what I'm doing. And bring the alizarin crimson a little bit more this way. So this would be pretty much my half. And instead of folding like this, line on line, I'm going to fold a little bit in a V. And then just go from there. Now, very important, when you do this, this might happen. It may come all the way here, and you don't want that, because you don't want all this alizarin crimson to go all the way there. So what you do, you kind of bring it back in line, and then you can place this one like this to fix it. Hello. A little bit too much contamination from that alizarin crimson that I'm gonna wipe off, and I have this I want to get rid of. So rolling time, and once I roll it, I can bring those in and flatten. Now the thing is that what I'm trying to obtain is not a gradient, practically not a gradient yellow to alizarin crimson, but the alizarin crimson has to come in long enough to gently, see, like here, to gently give a tint to the yellow. And then when I'm right at the end, I'm going to add a pinch of black. So I'm pretty good now. I can continue. Let me give the machine a wipe. And by the way, I started working stuff on those new clays. Hi, Carol. And the first one will be an abalone effect. So and I'm going going to bring this even a bit even more towards the yellow, so it's not a very strong V, but it's still a V. And bring this in. So this is pretty much the gradient that I want, but I want it more refined. So one more time, and this time it will be the last time. And see how I'm going to start pulling on this to get it to the same length. And with this I'm going to go all the way. Your only problem if you roll is to make sure that you don't grab air bubbles. Yeah, some of them are on the website. I need to upload, take photos and upload more, but if you go to my website and you click on store, there's quite a few things there. And I also do D-stash sales. Yeah, I didn't do one in a long time. I might do, but there's still I think there are still some D-stashes left. Let me check, give me just a second. Because if you go on my website and you click on store, see here, you can see that there's a D-stashes thing. Let me see if there's anything left there. Yep, there are still 4 packages there. Just be aware if you are let me see, let me give you a display look. So this is all that's in the package, as you can see. But so you just go to the store and then you find here, and then there's some stuff I have, but as I said, I didn't upload in a while, and if there's nothing, that means that everything was sold. I have 1 cane bundle left. And yeah, I need canes. I need to upload more because I usually don't sell canes in summer because of the heat. So I sell canes in winter. And these are some on the wearable art. Will be stuff that doesn't have tutorials. It's just my own stuff. This I have 2 of these. Only one is listed. I need to upload the other one. Okay, so let's get back to the Skinner blend. And this is the moment where I put the black. So for the black I need just a sliver, as I said. So let me first, you can see I don't have yellow here anymore. This is the yellow, What I have here is darker. So what I need is just a sliver of black. That's about 1/4 of an inch. And again, it's on the thicker setting, the same setting as the other ones. And I'm going to place it right at the very end of this. And make sure it doesn't fall off. Yeah, I do, and I have quite a bit of cabochons to sell. I just need to take photos. I told you the last week I couldn't do a darn thing. See, I have this. Remember when we did this on a live, how to make a 4 gemstone? And I have several of these and other stuff. Okay, let's get back to the machine. Okay, now we are going to get ready to create the strip for the roll. So I usually give myself, I create the strip equal by just simply cutting from the edges and putting it at the edge to create a straight strip. The thing that you need to remember is that you do need to get with your roller over them, otherwise they might separate and go like this when you're going on in the pasta machine. And now I'm going to get this in length, and I'm going to go small. Thank you. Okay. The important thing is you saw me how I put it in and then I wait here and I grab it and I slightly pull it, because you don't want it to start going in all directions. Sorry. Okay. One more time. Don't pull too hard because you don't want to extend it too much, especially if it's very soft. And then I'm going to start rolling it from the yellowish part. See how here I pulled a little bit too much and it narrowed down, but that's fine. Yeah, we made last year and 2 years ago, we made a lot of Kawaii ghosts and stuff. I think I have a playlist created on the channel with Halloween stuff. Okay, so now we are ready to create the mad pumpkin. For the ones of you who play Guild Wars 2, you know it's almost time for Mad King Thorn. Yeah, it's one of my most favorite colors. So all I have to do right now is to reduce it until I can cut it in 4. Okay, and I always start from the middle so that I would push any possible air bubbles out, and I go towards the ends. Because the yellow was slightly softer, here it's my fault, I forgot to take it out and leach it overnight. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot of clay loss from the middle going in. Don't roll with your fingers because you're gonna leave grooves. You want to go with your, but it's okay. I'm not in the pumpkin thing. You won't have a lot of losses because you can use these ends in the middle of the pumpkin cane. So let me grab my ruler. So if I go to 6 inches, I can cut it in 1.5 length, even if I don't really need 1.5 length. I could have stopped at 4. Oh well. I'm gonna still cut it at 5. 1.5, it's a little bit too much. So let me grab my readers. So we're gonna go at 1.25 and cut off these very ends. My eyeballing works just perfect, huh? Okay, so 1.25. It's up to you. You can cut it in 6. You don't have to cut it in 4. Hi, Natalia. Now what I'm going to do is to pinch the ends. I mean, pinch 2 sides. Could have used more clay. I don't know why I was so stingy, but that's fine. I didn't want to make a whole bunch of cane. So I'm going to use the ones on the end pretty much for the middle, and because I want to have a little bit of difference. So we will start pretty much with one of them being flat. Let me actually do it on this because I can lift it and show you. So one of them being pretty much flat like this. Then the next one comes and needs to be a little bit longer, so you thin it out in the middle, and you don't put it all the way here. You go kind of like in the middle here, and then you bring it down. And the same for the next ones, only that you need to kind of thin them out a little bit more. As they go towards the end, they will be thinned out even more. And this one needs even more thinning out, and you can thin it out by pressing the pinching part. So again, I'm gonna go middle. This one is not long enough. Place it in the middle and then bring the edges down. Same for this. Place it in the middle, bring the edges down. Alright, so now I have this, right? That doesn't really look like a pumpkin much, but no, I usually do it eyeballing, but remember I painted for so long that... Okay, so we need... Can I cut this in two? I kind of figure it out, but generally if you want inspiration for canes, your best bet is to look for vector art. And now I'm going to bring these together. And now I can flatten them a little bit to make the whole thing rounder. It's going to look like a flame pumpkin pretty much. Can you do this with red? As I said, yes you can, but put some black there. In the end, more black than you do for the alizarin crimson. Okay, so I'm pretty good at this point. Now, my next thing will be to grab a piece of black that I'm going to put together and in a bead like. Thank you. In a bead like thing that I'm going to actually flatten into a rectangular shape that's going to be almost as wide as this, but definitely as tall as that. Okay, so I'm pretty good. Let me cut these rounded edges. Yeah, I have some black that's super soft, kind of like I had the issues with the white, and I left it overnight, but it's still soft. It's all right. Then I'm gonna grab the largest ripple blade. And I'm going to just a little bit curve it, which with my very soft clay doesn't work very good. And then I'm going to grab a flexible blade. I think I need a smaller one. Hold on. Okay, you can use actually a blade, or you can use a round cutter. Let me get a round cutter, it's gonna be better because this is so small. My bad. Okay, so I'm gonna just cut this pretty much. I think I need even the smaller one. Yes, this one should do better. There we go. Then my next thing is I'm gonna do the same kind of cut on the about half, not halfway, but like 2/3. Let me get it this way. You see, I have a middle one in here, so I'm gonna try and put a middle ripple in here. I suggest that you leave the cane a little bit to cool off before you start doing these. It's preferable. Okay, so this is my bottom, this is my this is the top because I did the middle here. So kind of match the ripples. This one is too much. What the heck? Where's my middle ripple? Here's my middle ripple. I thought it might be. I have an extra thing here that I don't really need. And there we go. Okay, so now I can fit it perfectly in here. Make sure it fits on both ends. Then this one, you kind of want to get rid of these ripples, or you can keep them. That should be just fine. It doesn't really matter because you can flatten them a little bit. But yeah, I did get too much black. This is way too much. It's my mistake for making such a small quantity of clay. You don't want the mouth to be this big. You want it to be big, but not that big. Okay. And then we're gonna bring these from the sides to compete back here. Put this together, and again from the middle outwards. I will cut it so you can see better what's happening. But it's getting really soft, really hard to work with. Okay, so this is practically the mouth of the pumpkin. And I'm not even sure if I can finish it. It's so soft and so tiny. And this side works just fine. Okay. I'm not so much that I'm stingy with clays, but I have all kinds of stuff left over all over the place, and I'm tired. You cannot even imagine how much scrap clay I have. I need to do something with it. Okay, the next thing will be to put in the eyes, and here another cutter can help you. But you have to make sure that your cane is soft. It's not soft. It had enough time to cool off. See, this one is super soft, and I went in. I didn't cut it. Yeah, that was not a good thing to do, because you need to cut just one corner. It's super soft. I cannot do anything with it. Okay, let's put this to the side. And do a quick ghost. I might finish that next Sunday. I don't think it's gonna cool off enough. Let's do a quick ghost. So you can grab all the stuff from the pumpkin, remove the black. We don't really need the black. The inside black, that is what I put in here. You just need some alizarin crimson, some yellow, Yeah, I made quite a bit of them. I need to make some more. But usually I use the scrap clay for metals. It works the best. Oh my god, look at this beautiful thing here. It's so pretty. Alrighty, now let's grab some white and we're gonna have some black. As I said, this black that I have is not really the best thing. Hi Colleen. But yeah, I'm kind of hurrying up because I'm nearing 1 hour, and you know what happens after 1 hour. I cannot sit much on the chair, really. And I'm seeing a neurologist in October, so hopefully things will get better. He'll find something. What the heck is going on? You know? Actually, a neurosurgeon, not a neurologist. Okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more white so it won't be too tiny. And we'll make a bit. Okay, with the ghost you always start from inside, from the eyes and mouth. So we are going to first do some eyes. Make sure you don't get any, and that's why I didn't start it right. Your best bet is to first make a bead. Whenever you do a sausage or a string, always start by making a bead and making sure there are no fold lines left when you're making the bead. Almost there. Because when there are fold lines left, that means that there is a bit of air left inside. If you just simply roll the clay, then you try to make a string, you're gonna have so much air left inside that it's going to start flattening and breaking. Hi Fran. So I got my bead, now I can start my sausage. And we're gonna make the ghost fairly kawaii. Okay, I'm just looking for a part that's nicely rounded. Okay, this should work. And I don't really need that high. Let's give it about this size. This should be about 1 inch, right? Where's my, there we go. Yeah, inch over 1 inch. So I'm gonna cut this in two as good as I can. If you cannot do this, then just use the extruder with the semicircle die. Okay, so these are the eyes, and I'm going to take, so this is the length. I'm going to take a little bit of the white, not a lot of it, a little bit. And I don't want them that big, I want about this big. And then I'm going to take a little bit of black, but on a much thinner setting. So I went on a 7 on the makings. And if you're wondering what I'm making here, I'm making eyelashes. And you can make it even thinner than this if you want to. I should have flattened it first, because this doesn't show you how it's done properly. So you just go ahead and flatten it. So I cut and stacked 4 times. And you want to do them in pretty much in length. I'm starting to hurt. It's not a good idea to show you this like this. It's not a good. Oh well. Because you want them to look quite, I don't know how to say, randomly random, and they don't have to be too thick. It has to be fairly thinnish. So cut the extras, cut it in 2, and add it on one side of the semicircle of the eye. So pretty much like this. So let me put it here so I can show you better. Hi Lauralyn. So this is the semicircle of the eye, and you simply place it at one of the edges, flush with the bottom of the semicircle, pretty much. And then I'm going to get some white and get myself a strip. It doesn't have to be perfectly perfect, but what I'm going to do now is continue the line I started with the eyelashes. If it's easier for you, you can also do this. You can just put the white here and then kind of fix the eyelash at the end, and after that start rolling. I guess I need to zoom here. Thank you. Let me zoom this one because you cannot really see what I'm doing. There we go. Let me see that. Okay. There we go. All right, so let's see how I place the eyelashes at the end of the white line. Bring it in enough so it will stay put. Then get it at the end of the semicircle and then simply roll until you get to the other end. Going to be just fine, no worries. And then place at the bottom. Oh God, no. What the heck? Sounds like somebody's in my backyard. See anybody? I need to do some gardening too because my yard looks like crap after we had rain. Okay, same thing for this one. You can start on this side and first place the straight one if it's easier for you. Just remember to get it a little bit past the end. And then you can place this one. All right. Okay. Yes, flirty eyes. We're gonna have some flirty eyes ghost. Let me get back up. Then remember, the kawaii thing is to have a little the mouth kind of almost between the eyes and not very big. So I'm going to go with like a 3. Not the thickest, but more like a medium thick. And this has to be tiny. So I'm going to grab some white. And I'm going to do a sausage. About the length of the eyes again. Then I'm going to place a tiny mouth. So it has to go about on 1/3 of the mouth cylinder. Not more than that. And now I can start adding the eyes. So I'm gonna have one eye here. Because you want the mouth to be almost between the eyes, not exactly between the eyes, but almost. And then just make sure that you place the eyelashes properly. But yeah, this should be it. Let me cut the extras. And now we have the face of the little ghost. And of course you don't have to put eyelashes. That's not an imperative. And from this we can simply make another little sausage to fill these here. What the heck? My camera was almost unscrewed. Sorry for that. I hope I didn't make you dizzy. No, because I cannot work and lay back on the chair. I have to lean forward on the table, so that massager wouldn't affect my back at all. Okay, then let's place one piece here, and then I can wrap some more. And from here to here. It was a little bit too wide. I just cut that strip a little bit too wide. So we go like this. We go like this. And more. Hold on. Let me grab some more whites. Good morning, Judith. You in Australia? Or in New Zealand? Okay. Before I move any more forward, I'm going to just create a round face, because it's much easier to reduce and work with. So let's see, by cutting at an angle and then just flipping it over and putting it on the next step, it makes the stuff just perfect. Okay, so this will be my ghost head, but I'm working it like this because it's much easier to put it together. Yeah, I thought if you said that it's Monday morning already, I thought that that's where you might be. All right, I'm trying not to make it too soft so I can still work on it. Definitely on the pumpkin I need to make it ahead of time and then show you just the cut. Make it like a day ahead of time and keep it in the fridge. Okay, it's quite approximately there. Now, please pardon any mistakes because my back is hurting, so I'm trying to just push through. Yeah, that's fine. You don't have to. So this is to wind. So what I want to do here is practically just the body, and I'm going to make it a little bit extended downwards, but then going a little bit out. And then of course we need to place the ghost robes, right? Which you can do two ways. I would suggest that you do the sausages, because if you try to cut a line in here, you might actually find out that you deform the face. So we're just gonna make the folds of the robe. Not a lot of them. So one here. I did cut them. Oh, I don't know why I'm cutting too long this whole thing. Okay, so what I want to do now is to kind of model this a little bit. And then when I come to place the black around it, it's going to make it all pretty. Okay. Let me prepare some black, and I'm not going to go with the black on the thickest setting. I'm going to go a little bit thinner. I hate this black. So sticky and soft, and I mean, look, and think that I left it outside. Look at this, how it. I'm telling you, Premo would be not a bad brand of polymer clay if it were consistent, but it has absolutely no consistency. especially with translucent black and white. That's the saddest part, because those are the most, I mean, with the other colors I didn't encounter this kind of stuff, but when it comes to translucent black and white, the black and white are most of the time super soft and stretchy, and then when you bake them they feel like PVC. I mean, it is PVC, but no matter what you do it still looks like PVC. And then the white is even more horrible, and then the translucent, sometimes it's okay and sometimes it's like chalk. I mean, you have to work forever to condition it. Ugh, great, my front door opened by itself. We got winds. Sorry for that, but it did do good to move a little bit. Yes, I did hear of electrodes for tense units, but it depends what the pain is coming from. Not all pains are helped by tense units. Okay, so all I have to do now, and after this it is your choice what you want to use for filling, what color. To make it fully round. Let me grab one of Tiny Pandora's little things to make this stuff even better. So at this point all you have to do is to fill up, and you can put more of these. I just didn't go all the way like this. I think it depends on the ingredients, you know, that they get. I think that some of the ingredients they use, it probably depends on they probably have more than just one processing unit, most likely, and depends where it is and where the prime materials come from. Okay, so this would be and I'm going to make it, to put it round and round and then reduce it. But I'll show you the cut. I'll have to redo the pumpkin and get it ready and get it cooled off just for you to get the cut. Okay, so this is how the ghost looks like. It's kawaii cute. It's kawaii cute. Let me cut this other one. There you go. And as I said, you don't even have to bother with the eyelashes if you find it's too complicated. But if you remember that you have half a circle, then make a cylinder from the middle, cover it in a little bit of black, and then put it in between, so that you'd have let me get it to explain it better here. I hope this works. So plus or without, with or without eyelashes, you have half a circle for the eye, then leave about 1.5 the size of the eye, but your the cylinder that you make to put between the eyes and the eyes, the cylinder you make to make the eyes, should be the same size. Then you make a cylinder of white, and you place a little piece of black on like 1/3 of it, and then you place that cylinder in such a way that if you have a line like this, the edges, these edges of the little smile would come right on this line, so that you'll have the whole circle, this circle in the middle between the eyes, with the mouth like this. And this is what will give you the kawaii look. It will have to be like this. And as I said, eyelashes or no eyelashes, and you can use the same exact thing for pumpkins, for spiders, for actually I might show you a kind of spider too, a cute spider. It's not going to be, what's his name, because I'm having a brain fart right now. Oh, what's his name, the cute little spider that sings? Not Dustin. It's a cute little spider. But anyway, so I'm going to prepare this to roll, and not sure yet what color I'm gonna use, but I suggest for the ghosts, do not use translucent to wrap it up. You can use orange, you can use yellow, you can use, not red, red doesn't work, you can use black, you can use all kinds of leftovers, but see, this would be a little bit too red. I would have to mix it with some more yellow to use it as a wrap. But your best bet is if you wrap it in black or in orange. And for orange, by the way, for orange, if you don't have orange, and if you don't want to buy, and if you just want to get better stuff, remember how to measure for, what the heck did I do with my cutter? Gremlins have stolen my square cutter. Anyway, the square cutter that I used in the beginning and that just ran away, disappeared. In order to make, remember what I was telling you, that you don't need orange. Just get cadmium yellow and cadmium red, and it's 1 part red for 3 to 4 parts yellow. See which of them is better for the whatever you project you want to make. Don't make it half and half. If you make it half and half, you're gonna get a lighter, like a coral red, well, a little bit more corally than the cadmium red. So you have to go, even if you do 1 part red, 2 parts yellow, it's going to still be too red. It will be even darker than mandarin. What you want is 1 part red to 3, even 4 parts yellow. And again, let it let it rest, because otherwise you cannot work with it. But I promise I'll have this ready for next Sunday and just show you the cut. Okay, and we'll do the final project will be to make a bracelet like the one Kathy makes, and I will post the link to Kathy's page and how you can contact her on the Facebook page. Okay, and don't forget the contest, because it's a way that you can use some money for the coming holidays, because we have Halloween, we have Thanksgiving with a lot of decorations, and then we have the winter stuff. Thank you so much. Yay, I've been on for almost an hour and a half. Ain't that awesome? I shall see you next Sunday. Thank you so much. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe if you just found my channel. Thank you. Have a great, great, great Sunday. Goodbye.